It's time for the losers bracket here at event number 2 of the Breakout Series, of course, part of the Pilot Academy. And we are down to just about, well, normally this would be a spot where there's 4 teams left, but there are actually quite a few teams left. I was about to say we're down to like 5, and I'm like, wait a minute, we're actually down to like 7. So unfortunately, there is some news on that. We do have some matches that have gone on extremely long, and we don't want to keep everybody here all day. So this will be the final match of the day. This will decide who will be moving into the losers semifinals, but the rest of the bracket will be playing out off stream.
Yeah, and the match in question is going to be Skill Issue versus Last Second. We just saw Skill Issue. They defeated Portland Burnsiders in a dominating 2-0. They lost to IQ 2-0, or 0-2 for their perspective, but a relatively good showing. But now they're going up against Last Second. I expect to see Colony in the map rotation once again, because it seems that is Skill Issue's favorite. But we'll see. I mean, maybe Last Second bans it because of the performance. Who knows?
Maybe. This is going to be the first time that we're going to see Last Minute on broadcast. Now, for anybody not as familiar, Last Minute is comprised of, I want to say, like half of Team Tekka Dynasty, which was our second place team last time. But I think some of the players weren't available or didn't have, like, they just couldn't play today. Yeah. And so they put together kind of like a mishmash of themselves and some other players from other teams or free agents that they've been scrimming with, just to still enter the tournament and still play and learn and have fun, because people just want to play the game. So we'll see how well they can mesh together, as they've made it pretty far now through the losers bracket.
Yeah. The losers semifinals. This is losers bracket, so this is going to be the last live for both of these teams. This is a do or die moment from this point on. And yes, it is going to be Colony from the very beginning, picked by Skill Issue. It's going to be map number 1 before we go into Harbo, and then we're going to be ending on Mountain RND.
This has been a weirdly common lineup for maps today. Also, I forgot their team name is Last Second, not Last Minute. They're so last minute of a team that I forgot what their actual name was, but I know for sure Skill Issue. This should be, I mean, it's weird though that, honestly, that we're seeing this set of maps picked. I don't understand why we're having such wide open maps and then such a super tiny map as the decider. The teams just it seems like every event they just get together and they're like, let's just all play these maps this time. But hey, I'm not complaining. I complained enough last month when we didn't get enough trading posts, Colony trading posts. Now we're gonna get a ton of it, so I'm definitely getting my share of it.
Yeah, exactly, and it's been a really fun map to watch and sort of discover alongside with these teams, figuring out exactly like how much do you defend that waypoint, do you defend it at all, do you defend it not as much, and then even just discovering what that second half of the map looks like, because oftentimes we see it, we never get to that point because that first sight seems so defender sided. It's rare to even get to the second.
We do see, like, I want to say like 75-80% of the matches just end on that first point. You're totally right. It's been so few people that actually get to that second point. And the one time that we did see it happen, it was a team that just took it all the way through. They just didn't stop. They planted. They just held it the entire way. So it really has to be a lot of momentum. I think it's something similar to what we see on Underground Command Center, is just this, you have to make this one giant push from the win of the first point, make sure that they're staggered, just fall in and just make it happen. Otherwise, it's really easy to get choked.
Yeah. Well, a few moments and then we'll be getting into game. It really is just going to be a continuation, I think, of the Pale Rider Ashimar action happening. That really is the make or break. There are some maps that the melee units, whether it's the Exia, whether it's the Barbatos, are like sort of the opening thing, like the main win condition. On this map, you see those melee units, but mostly they're just there for a little bit of a distraction, potentially a little bit of chaos, and you just really trying to clear some space for the mid-range capabilities of the Pale Rider and the Ashimar to deal the brunt of the damage.
Right. The two key points, like you just said, are really those mid-range damage dealers and then the sneaky units. And the sneaky units have been so key so far. So I'm excited to see actually what the overall roster and team comp is from Last Second, because again, they're like just a mishmash of players. I don't even know if they have a balanced team. It looks to me like, yes. Okay, so they've got Gasman. Nox can play a million different suits. Gasman for sure is going to be on the Barbados a lot of the time. They've got Batty, Merle. This is actually a really strong team. This is a pretty scary team, just seeing these names, and they look pretty balanced as far as comp.
Yeah, I'm shocked to see our robot on the Mythos because from what I saw in the previous event, he was tending to favor the unicorn, and we have seen mostly unicorns as that sort of support on this map. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work out for him. I'm excited to see if they can't make that work and sort of find a new opportunity, a new approach to this map. It is going to be last second, though, on the attack. So as far as we know, they're going to change that at the last second, as teams tend to want to do. They like to tease us with the gun tank or the new Gundam, but they also commit to those two units. So who knows?
It might just be a sign as well that they're going to go for more of a vertical play. Yo, look at all the gun tank woos. Can we get some gun tank woos in the chat, please? Woo! But yeah, they might be going a little bit more vertical, right? They've got the verticality of 4 units on their team. You can use the axe to fly up, or just an ally. You can, as Barbados, you can jump, and then 2 flyers means that they are just never going to be locked on any sort of ground level.
Again, more aggressive positioning, aggressive control on the waypoint by Skill Issue. You saw that initial fire by Frote, but it looks like it's still going to be a waypoint area captured pretty quickly for last second. Batty takes a lot of damage, forced to back though. Again, taking the waypoint or not, it's that bridge is going to be the main point of contention. Killer Umbrellas, you can see his HP on the top, taken very, very low. This could be an opportunity for the attack to push on in. You can see Nox actually going very, very aggressive, while the rest of the team, a lot of the team is swinging around from the side, isolating the Exia.
Oh, this is a weird spot to be in. This is the offense. They're all in that little corner, but here we go. We see the verticality. There we go. Nox flying in. Red Protocol just having to back up, having to get a little bit of health, but they attacked from such a strange angle. They managed to get down Fuerte. This push could be working pretty well. They just need to get maybe one more pick and completely push in.
Exia swings on over, tries to deal some pressure, deal some damage onto the isolated Methus, who's actually playing tank in that position. Evictus here as well on the low ground, dealing damage. Red Protocol forced to fall him away. The grenade does deal some damage, but Killer Umbrella also gets a kill. The kill feed. Batty is down. That's the Pale Rider on the attack, taken out of commission. And Jay Slay is healing on up passively. They dealt enough damage. They got enough kills, but they were able to regain control of the site. It looked a little hairy for a second, but they're still holding strong.
I love the area that they've been holding, and it looks like this is going to be a huge choke point hold here on the bridge from the waypoint. Oh, they're pushing in. Bonekell's going down. Batty gets a great pick there, but now you can see it was a focus with 4 people on the assist. They get picked up, but the Evictus Hades is going to already take down 1. Needs to get more than that. Jay Slay is going to take down Nox as well. That's their tank going down, but they just weren't able to get the more than even 1 kill with that Hades.
Yeah, the Red Protocol on the Ashamar is doing absolutely amazing work here. Takes very low, has to fall away, but is able to retreat to a position where a med pack is, and is also able to get the revive. No, Tilter is there to try and at least make it a full 1-for-1 trade, but now Red Protocol does finally go down as Fairy answers back, but the Mega Charge arm did come through in the meantime. It's up to Skill Issue to retake the site and disarm that bomb.
But with all this verticality, it's going to be so hard to lock down last second. You can see there's only a few of them left on the point, but it's so hard to lock any of them down. They can't get that disarm off. Now, that's a great usage of that G maneuver. Just going to be able to use the Trans Am to get a little bit more damage on these aerial units. Killer Umbrellas finding a few picks here, taking out the Ashamar with Red Protocol at least, but it's just building up in time. They have to spend so much time chasing.
Good damage right now coming out from Skill Issue. Oh, and there are the vents. Our robots using good work of that verticality. They were talking about keeping them from disarming that Mega Charge. There are 5 seconds left. You guys got to get on that point. But blue in the kill feed. Our robot Gasman, Red Protocol, keeping that from happening. The Mega Charge does go up. The bomb does explode, and we're going to site number 2.
I think that's such a genius play to play 2 double flyers at this point. You can see there were only basically the flyers left, and it was just like you have to chase them, because if you stop chasing them, that's exactly what happens. They just shoot you through the grates, and it's over. So great strategy from last second. They're already pushing further into this map than we usually see.
Merle on the dom, swinging around from the side, trying to find the angle with the splash damage from the rockets, dealing some good on damage, and it's Batty rushing forward with the Hades activated. 2 kills for him so far. Our robot also behind, Red Protocol as well. It's the full team rushing ahead to get the second Mega Charge planted down, trying to get this train taken care of for whatever narrative reason, whatever lore reason it is. I don't care. I just want to see the action, and it is going to be all the action that last second need because it's still just them getting the kills.
This is a pretty forward hold. They decide to plant at A, actually, rather than B. I've almost never seen A successfully work here. A is a weird spot. It's very close to their spawn, but we'll see if they can find the defensive hold here. It's very, very off to the side, as you can see, and most of them are up, so it's looking good.
Protocol taking very, very low, but he is able to heal on up and knocks forward ahead with the Sazabi, tanking a lot of damage, and he's alive for now, and he has the follow-up backup. Merle with the Screaming Nimbus now waiting for the health pack to respawn for him to get that HP back up into territory they can come back and approach, but Invictus here swinging on in with his Hades activated, dealing a lot of damage, doing a lot of work for Skill Issue, but can it be enough to then get the Mega Charge defused?
Oh, it's so close! No way to stop it, just barely. That was down to literally the last second possible. Jeesh. I'm telling you, A can be so hard to defend, but they did a great job of retaking it, and now, I mean, okay, even just getting that much progress, right, is great if the other team goes on offense themselves, but there's still a minute 30 left. Plenty of time to get at least one more push.
But also, enough time for Skill Issue. If they win just a couple of fights, they can keep this at a 1-point round for last second, but it looks like Nox and the rest of the team is already back onto the site. They just need to get a few more kills, clear the area just a little bit more, and they can get a pretty easy plant. iRobot does take it down. J-Slay Sazabi coming back, trying to answer back. Nox is taken low as well. So suddenly, from a separate angle that they weren't prepared for, Skill Issue come on in and try and take control back into their favor. But the Mega Charge has been activated.
And Invictus taking down Batty in the mirror here. There's just so many more up on the side of Skill Issue here. It seems like it's going to be very, very hard to stop that defuse from happening. No grades to shoot through this time. Still some annoying things, but oh, I like this. What an aggressive push. Nox might be coming here as the MVP gets boosted by the Methus G maneuver and takes down so many units, but it's still just going to be overall. The disarm wasn't quite in time, and that's a lot of resources gone. This might be a full plant, but this is going to be the last one if even, and that's not going to be a chance. They've got one more attempt here, but this is not looking great when they're already staggered. Yeah,
they're already here, a Skill Issue here on the defense. And so even if they're able to get a couple of kills and try and get the plant on in, is the time there? The card's getting planted. Oh, I had to pull away from that because of the pressure. This is exactly what I was talking about. Skill Issue are able to stagger things out, stagger their timings out just in time to not allow last second to get the plant. And that's gonna be it. Round one over. Last second get 1 point off of it, but only one.
1 point, but at the very least on the second point, they got really close, right?
Yes.
The only real way, as far as I can tell, the only actual way to win over that amount of time is to actually just make the Mega Charge explode. I think it was actually at the maximum. It was basically an overtime of disarming it. It was kind of hard to see, but we just need to see a full push. That's at least a little bit of a pillow. Oh my gosh, have we even seen that at halftime before?
We have no, I don't know what you're looking at. I'm looking at Invictus with 31k damage. I haven't seen a number hit that point. And then Tilter with 21 as well. So it actually hasn't been Frerte, who's usually the secondary carry behind Invictus, at least on this map. Tilter is here to follow up and deal some extra damage of his own. I wonder how much the second sight and just the difference in ranges on that area affected those numbers. But either way, great performance as expected by Invictus.
That's what I was looking at too. I don't know the last time that I've seen a halftime that had over 30,000 damage on a player. Today has really been the day of the Pale Riders. It's always a different unit that tends to kind of be the story of today or of each individual event. And today it is for sure the Pale Rider players. Just got so many ridiculous Pale Rider aimers today.
Okay. Very forward position of the turret for last second. Just to, again, do that initial chip damage. As Skill Issue are as expected to go under that bridge, go to the waypoint, and then approach the site. I don't think I've ever seen anyone on this map avoid the waypoint and swing around to the right and go immediately onto that site.
There seems to be a lot of mutual respect as far as you're going to push the waypoint, we're not going to really defend the waypoint that much. And so far, it's been basically that every single time that we've seen this. However, look, we got 3-4 people up on the waypoint this time. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, just a bit. It looks like Last Second really want to defend this. We called out Skill Issue for defending this waypoint a lot, and Last Second said, you know what, hold my beer. Or whatever. Do they have beer in the Gundam universe? It doesn't matter. They're going to try and defend it, but Invictus is here. Doesn't allow Merle to get behind cover to stay alive, and they are going to take this waypoint without too much damage. It's a bit of a contest, but that's only going to eat up maybe like 10 seconds total.
And especially with the unicorn being there just to heal them all back up, that damage was not too significant. So it's a good push, just a little bit more time wasted, like you said. But now they're already here, and look at this, so many players going down on the side of Last Second. They may have been a little bit staggered just with how much they committed to defending that waypoint, and we're going to see, I mean, a few trades, but the Mega Charge is going down.
Good damage coming out from Pale Rider, again, as expected. Batty this time around doing the work, and Merle also trying to answer back. Has the laser as well as his own rockets, heals on up, jumps back into the action. And with the control of the high ground, they could try and then extend that to a re-control of the low ground, but the bomb has already been taken away. It's about a third of the way through, and Jay Slay is there to keep them from regaining full control.
The problem is they can't fully give up. Oh, a nice punch. It looked like it hit a few people. And yeah, it looks like Bonekel, Invictus. 3 people are going down. Jay Slay as well. And that's going to really, really, really help. But there's just so many picks on the side of Skill Issue as well. This is not going to be easy. And the Mega Charge actually got disarmed. I didn't even see. I saw the fight happening. They must have been distracted too.
A little sneaky disarm there. 2.5 minutes remaining. Skill Issue need to go for more attempts, but the Mega Charge is being planted almost immediately. Bonekel is coming on in to make sure that the Methus doesn't stay alive for that long. It's another angle held by Red Protocol. Swings in at the right time, finds a flight angle over, and Invictus forced to fall away.
What a powerful unit, Ashamar, on this map. We've seen it basically be the MVP, or for this particular point, I should say, which this current point is the most important one. All right, another attempt, but immediately one shot into the G maneuver, and is going to take down Jay Slay, saying, no, don't get greedy. We're not going to trade 1 for 1. I'm just going to take you out completely. And look at the melee duel that's going to end up in probably not that much.
Trades back and forth, maneuverability around, just playing around those medkits, around the health packs, and then Friche comes in to support, and Gasman gets taken out. Whereas Killer Umbrellas is still alive, some way, somehow, able to duck, dodge, weave, and dive, but the Mega Charge still needs to get armed. Killer Umbrellas, distraction, and the rest of the attacking forces are streaming in onto the high ground.
They've got great positioning. They look like the defenders at this point. They're holding exactly like the defenders would, but there's still been no plant. They just can't find a good spot because of the verticality of the rest of this team. And look at that, they're being attacked by both sides. The pincer is going to take down the majority of skill impact. Only Killer Umbrellas left, and is going to speed away Invictus as well. But the stagger, no, getting out of there is huge. You don't want to get picked off. That's really greedy, super greedy. 1 HP, but just greedy enough as they're going to get that little bit of a regroup and be able to full push as a full team one last time.
And every single time Skill Issue, it looks like they have control of the top site. Last Second swing in, and they close the trap. It's almost like they're inviting them in onto the high ground because they have a crossfire set up, just lying in wait. Friche is going to go down. Going to get taken out, and that's one of the DPS members removed, but multiple Screaming Nimbuses come into play. Toto there swinging around, giving armor to his teammates as well as disrupting his opponents, but it doesn't seem to be doing as much work as he was hoping for. The Mega Charge still needs to get armed. Red Protocol has the punch at the ready, daring someone to get onto the Mega Charge. Oh.
But going down without getting a chance to use it. But still only 4 seconds left, and there's just so much chasing. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get that pickup. The arm is going to go off just barely on B, but there's just too many people here. Gasman at 50% trying to disarm is going to get it off just barely in time, and that is going to be it.
A good hold, and Last Second take. Skill Issues map pick in a 1.9 point victory. And yeah, Red Protocol getting the MVP doesn't shock me at all. That verticality, especially on that outside, that first site, really, really good work.
Yeah, that was, it seemed almost like just based on how we see other maps, it seemed like, oh, you couldn't even finish the map. Like that's tough. This is pretty close. But considering that it's this map, I feel like this first point it's kind of the opposite, I think, of Harbor City, right? Where the first point is the one that matters way less on Harbor City. You're like, it's going to get taken. But the first point, it's like, if you can take the first point, that's kind of all that matters over here. So we get to see kind of both of those in the first two matches of this set.
Yeah, well, as you said, we have another map coming up after this. Can skill issue tie? Can skill issue trade last second's map pick to take us to a map 3? The only way to find out is to sit through this next break. We'll be back soon. To Harbor City. Can skill issue tie it up 1-1 and bring us to an still ever elusive map number 3. on the broadcast at the very least. But I mean, what we saw from last second, it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard fight.
We do, though, now get a chance to see how their sniping prowess is. We know for a fact that Fuerte is a very strong sniper. On the other hand, I don't know if I've ever seen Red Protocol on the Gym Sniper. I could have. If I have, my apologies, but I don't believe I ever have. So it's going to be a nice treat to see. We also see the turn A's really pop off on this level so often with Evictus, not on the Pale Rider for once, but on that turn A, and then Nostalgia as well on the other side.
Yeah, it's looking pretty fair. I'm trying to remember who played the Pale Rider on last second. The previous map was it? I think it was Nostalgia. Either way, it's looking pretty like it's the same. Whoever played the previous units, if they've changed units, they're changing to the same units, and it's still gonna be a mirror matchup. But Red Protocol there with the sniper gets a lot of damage. Can't get the kill onto Evictus, but at least forces Evictus away, and that's gonna be the space created for the team to push forward.
I do believe, actually, it was Batty on the Pale Rider. I could be 100% wrong on that, but I do think so. And they've switched completely. Yeah, there's so many different switches. The flexibility of this team, and there's the first sniper pick, Red Protocol, and 2 from Red Protocol. Killer Umbrellas also switching off of... there are just so many switches. I love this flexibility of these players. But 2 going down, that is going to mean that we are going to see offense get a chance to push on to A. Been at least 1 pick, but this is great positioning.
Taking this point very quickly. As we said, this is not the point that is going to make or break the game. It's just how much time can the defense waste while defending. And unfortunately, this time around, really not that much time at all. In fact, you already see Nox get another kill onto J-Slay, so they're already taking very aggressive forward position of this bridge. That is where most of the game does eventually get held, and Killer Umbrellas is taken very low. Oh, this is looking like a steamroll. Skill Issue's gonna have to put a stop to this pretty quick, but Nox, using the axe to fly forward, wants to just put pressure and continue to punch Skill Issue in the face.
Yeah, this is so aggressive. Maybe a little too aggressive. Nox and a robot both going down, both part of that push. Red Protocol will get a pick, but being super offensive when you still have one of your players on the Gym Sniper can mean that you're almost down a person for the fight unless they get some really great picks. And we're starting to see that. This is a tough position in the corner. Merle's almost down, but the rest of the team is coming around. This could be a great counter push.
Red Protocol there with the G maneuver at the ready just to give that extra bit of information, but they don't need it. Landing some headshots, but takes a lot of damage, forced to fall away. Again, maybe temper your aggression just a little bit. But that's going to be Killer Umbrella swinging around the SMR. Good aggressive maneuver, and then the bone kill as well on the support unit, following up with extra damage of their own. I mean, in Gundam Evolution, whatever role it is, everyone is a DPS, plus us. It's almost like a secondary class alongside that. So just because someone's playing a Unicorn, just because someone's playing a Methas, doesn't mean that they cannot blast you in the face.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Bonekel taking out like 4 people alone. Can you use your G maneuver on yourself? Can you just buff yourself? Because I think right now you're the one doing the most DPS. But hey, you know what? You can support people by killing the other team, and it does work. That's a way to prevent damage. But great G maneuver! Wow, just running into everybody on the side of Skill Issue, and that is going to be 2 of them going down immediately. The rest of them weak. 3 down, 4 down. This is about to be 5 with Fuerte, and J-Slay's almost at no HP. This is going to, at the minimum, I think, be 3 ticks. We need to see a huge counter push here, but they don't have much time.
They don't, but at the same time, you don't want to run in one at a time. It's getting so close to finish, though. Red Protocol here is isolated in the back line, but it doesn't matter. He just needs to eat up as much time, distract the Sosby as much as he can. There's finally contesting on the site. There's a few members here and a lot of blue in the kill feed. So they're retaking it, but not enough. It's not enough. Last seconder here, round 1 finishes, and this was a very fast site point take. There's gonna be a lot of remaining time left over.
That was looking a little bit tough, but that was the perfect G maneuver from, I believe that was Nox on the, I think it was Nox on the Dom right there with the Screaming Nimbus. That was an amazing Screaming Nimbus. It just went down the lane, hit everybody. Oh yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Okay, Nox plays too many suits. I'm gonna call everybody Nox at some point when they're playing on the same team as Nox. But yeah, thank you guys, but as well said, it's Merle. But amazing from Merle. That Screaming Nimbus, easily a game winner.
Oh yeah, and just finding the opening, activating it, telling the team, hey, follow me. Doesn't have to give any more information than that. Activates the G maneuver, and in they go. Let's see if Skill Issue, now on the attacking side, can answer back and bring this into overtime. But it's going to be an uphill battle.
A very uphill battle. You're down a game. You're down a very, very tough time of a round, and all you can do is take it to overtime. This is pretty much the toughest spot that you can be in. I like Nox spinning around in the air. But, you know, we've seen so much good from Skill Issue over the past few games. They just need to just make it stick, and I believe they can.
A little bit of initial teasing. Oh, that could be interesting.
That's a pretty funny
spot. Again, these initial things that spawn is just a little chip damage, and that's going to get easily healed up, especially when it's right at spawn. But it's these few seconds that can just eat up that bit of time. Well, that is going to add up.
I have to interrupt you. Look at Merle's G maneuver meter. It built to almost 10% from those mines. That's the big buff from that. That's actually a great spot. I'm going to have to really be careful for that. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you. This is the start of the first push.
No, I mean, that is absolutely valid. Getting that G maneuver up, we saw how useful that was on winning the game. If they can have that halfway through this match, they can get maybe even a second time, no matter how fast they push on in. But Red Protocol does go down. Gonna get revived, body blocked by the Sazabi. But Skill Issue need to push and continue to take ground off of this. They're dealing into damage, but they're not getting the space just yet.
Ooh, but Killer Umbrella's going down, and that's going to really put a stop to, especially with how much, they are at like 50% life each. That's going to for sure put a stop to this push, especially the fact that they do have the Methods. The Methods can only heal up one person at a time. Fuerte, ooh, going down to about 1 HP there, but managing to get out. Killer Umbrellas, though, we know that there's no stopping them. They are going to push no matter what.
Red Protocol trying to land some shots, take some damage in return, but that's still going to be Fuerte backing away. Skill Issues, GM sniper player. Nox at that range, it's a shotgun, but it still does some good damage.
Yeah, especially they tightened the spread pretty recently. Yeah. It can be a monster from even kind of the mid-range now. Oh, you're so low! Oh, and great tracking with the laser. That laser, one of the best tools at dealing with any sort of slippery unit. But ooh, great pick.
Does fall behind cover, can get revived. And again, this time stalling, as much damage as Skill Issue might be getting, they're not taking any space at all. The fact that they're stuck here at the initial spawn point just shows how much of a struggle this is for them right now. The clock is not going to be doing them any favors.
They've got the gun tank Wu on the ground. That's going to give them all some moral boosting. But exactly like you said, they are already in a... Like, if they just fully push through, if the other team just left, they would already be taking it basically slower than the other team. This is going to be really, really difficult. We are going to see Killer Umbrellas, as usual, kind of sneaking around the back line. And there were 3 picks now. Again, 4 picks. Killer Umbrellas finally going down. I think they need a coordinated push and maybe not split up quite so much. This is rough.
The problem is, coordinating a push, it's still coming in from the same angle, and Red Protocol, with Nox on the Sazabi, are just controlling this singular angle. The TBS, the sniper from the opposing side of Skill Issue, just isn't there to knock Red Protocol off his point, and he just is able to fire away without a single worry in the world. Frederick steps out and immediately takes a shot to the chest.
Ooh, yeah, just getting chunked, even if it's not the single hit headshot. But again, look at how low the entire HP is on the side of Skill Issue. The screaming Nimbus is going to do a little bit, but this is just, again, an offensive reset at best. 56 seconds left. Somebody needs to get on point. They either need to make one full push, or we might need to see finally a successful kind of backdoor. You can see Invictus sneaking over, trying to fly over the right side, at least make them focus on not the main team here. 40 seconds is enough for sure to reach that point.
Multiple G maneuvers activated, Trans Am available for Killer Umbrellas. We dropped down to 166 HP. Heals back up, but again, they need to get a body onto the site. Finally, they get into position. Killer Umbrellas is able to deal some damage, get some kills, and they're finally might be making some headway here, pushing last second back. Multiple units have been taken out of commission, and so it does look like the A site is going to be taken, but there's not a lot of time left.
even if they take this, which it does look like for sure this is going to be an A capture, that should take them to, I believe, 3 minutes total to take point B. And there were almost 3 minutes left when Last Second took point B. I'm sorry, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I don't know why I thought you got 3 there. Yeesh. This means that they have to immediately make this work. And Invictus going down right off the bat to the sniper across the way. Red Protocol really showing off this game. This is already going to delay them more than they want to.
And that was after he had set the jump pad for Batty to just continue to hop on over and use his mid-range rifle to deal some damage as Skill Issue push up this bridge. Morill's taken down, falls behind cover a little bit, but doesn't look like the revive is going to be allowed because Tilter has his own Screaming Nimbus at the ready. He pushes on through, but there's not a lot of damage. He just dropped first, and there's a counter Moonbeam G maneuver by Nostalgia. He does get taken out eventually, but only after doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, yeah, everybody just going to the air at the same time. Some of the classic that we see, and Red Protocol still sticking on this Jim sniper. Just been really, like I said, showing off, popping off. Just needs to get one more pick, and it's almost going to stop them until their very final push. But they just don't have a good opportunity. 2G maneuvers up. The punch could be huge from Invictus, and J-Slay has the funnels, but Invictus sneaking around and not able to find the moment. They've only got one push left.
Yeah, wasn't able to find the opportunity, wasn't able to find the timing. He's going to try the right side, and but gets spotted by the opposing the opposing Ashamar, and that's going to be Invictus taken down. That's going to be that punchy maneuver out of commission, and unless some stall on the site happens, I don't think he's going to get back into the fight in order to make that G maneuver work. And just looking at the positioning, looking at how much pressure Last Second have onto Skill Issue, might not happen.
Invictus going down once again, sniped out of the air, I think. Red Protocol, though, finally going down. However, there are just so many players down with 10 seconds left. We need to see somebody make it to the point, and I don't even know if anybody's close enough. The counter push is just going to add insult to injury, and that is going to be that. Taking the game and the set in a 2-0, holding that B choke point expertly.
And really good play by Last Second. And Last Second, they might have gone down to the lower bracket very early on in this whole bracket, but they did so because they went up against Mafty, did nothing wrong on the winner's quarterfinal. So they are showing that, not that loss was a fluke, but that they deserved to go up against them a second time.
With the way that they've been playing, especially Skill Issue's been playing great all day, but that was a great showing from Last Second. I mean, I think, again, neither team got, dominated or destroyed right there. It's not like anybody got completely shut out, but they are looking like, for sure, a potential to make it back into grand finals. I would love to see how these, like them versus IQ or a rematch against Mafty. And also, like I mentioned, they're a newer team to be playing together. They're literally called Last Second because they got together Last Second, so I feel like they're getting better as the day goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the day as a whole, because as you said, this was our last match of the day. There are a couple of matches that still have yet to be done today, but we're going to be doing that off of broadcast. It's getting late, and we're going to be setting up for the show tomorrow, which is going to start with the winners final between Mafty Did Nothing Wrong versus IQ. Whoever wins that is going to go to the grand final. Whoever loses that is going to have to face the next winner between Last Second or the match that is currently okay. Anyway,
there's so many.
There's a lot of stuff that has to happen. We still need to figure out who's going to be facing Last Second in the losers semifinal. Whoever wins that will be going against the loser of Mafty versus IQ in the losers final, which will then advance us to the grand final against whoever won the Mafty versus IQ. If you had a bracket in front of you, it would be you'd be able to follow along on this one. I promise.
Yeah, and even if you don't, be sure to join the Discord. If you do !Discord in the chat, you can join the official Discord for this breakout series, where you will be able to see an alert as to who will be playing tomorrow. It's also a great place to find some other players and get a team. There's actually looking for team channel, and there's also now a whole different Scrim server, so you can find that in there as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. But also, as we're talking about the Discord, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, LandFest. And there is, of course, a donation. If you can see the donation button kind of in the bottom right of the stream, I think it's the best way to explain it. Or if you do ! Donation in chat, you can see they're a nonprofit. And if you want to support them, then there are very many easy ways to do so. Like I said, just click on that donation button. But thanks to them again for supporting us with a lot of the tech and manpower for this show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a great day so far. We've seen a lot more Colony than we have previous. Again, very quick and easy. You can also find that as well. If you go to the Discord as well, you can also find the start.gg page for not just this event, but the entire Breakout Series event, where there was Celestial Assault, which was event number 1. We're currently in event number 2. There's a third event, and then Final Strike as a part of this entire series. So if you're a prospective player and you missed the mark, or maybe didn't even know that this series existed until now, you have time.
And here we can see just how things are playing out. Of course, we did just see Last Second take that win. Satoris Esports and Portland Burnsiders, two teams that we are familiar with. Actually, our first match of the day, I think, right?
Yeah, this is the... Oh, no, yeah. It was Satoris versus Deathsiders.
Oh, that's they tricked me. They tricked me. How dare you all make teams so similar together? Dang it. But anyway, two teams that we've seen a lot from, I believe, even the very second tournament of the series. They're playing against each other to see who will be playing up against Last Second. And like you said earlier, Mafty and IQ both sitting undefeated in the winners finals, neither of them losing a single game throughout the entire day, but one of them will eventually have to.
Yeah, and it's gonna be taking place tomorrow in the winners final. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this show. We've had a blast. It's gonna be the two of us, me, Cameron Davis, that guy Wonder Chef, coming back tomorrow to wrap up this series, this whole event. We hope that you come and join with us. But for now, have a good night.